We don't need y'all to talk about us because we're going to talk about ourselves. We told y'all.
Welcome back, everybody, to Titans Tube. No, we're not going away. Things are bad here in Titans World, but we're still coming at you with a preview video. My name is Justin. As with me always is Jake. Jake, how's the past few days been being a fan of a team with no general manager, and getting their butts kicked by a team that has your best wide receiver playing for them? How are you doing? How you been holding up?
It's been okay, Justin. I could say it. You know, it could always be worse. This team still has a 3-game lead in the division. However, that could come crashing down quickly with a possible loss on Sunday to this Jacksonville Jaguars team, Justin. So reminder right now, it could always be worse. But after Sunday, if the Titans don't find a way to squeak out a win, it will be worse. So we'll check back with me, Monday or Tuesday for how I'm feeling overall about this Titans squad.
It could be the last episode of Titans Tube ever if the Titans can't get a win. But the Titans have the Jacksonville Jags coming into town. For the first time this season, Jake, we're like over a week into December, and we have yet to play our division foes, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 4-8 on the season, 4-9, something.
I believe
like
so.
that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So, I mean, pretty good season for Jacksonville. So way to go. All right, I shouldn't be talking trash.
Yeah. Again, wait until Monday. Yeah. Yes, the Jags are 4-8, by the way.
I just pulled up the Friday injury report. Good Lord, it's not looking good, dude. This was way worse than I expected. Autry's still out. Burks is out, and that was expected. Fulton, I guess we can expect him to miss every other game at this point. He's out, so that hurts. David Long Jr. is out as well, including CJ Board, just the latest punt returner that can't stick around on this team, whether due to lack of talent or injury. We can't get just a punt returner. We have a punt returning curse here, Jake. And Trey Avery, who has filled in decently, nicely, in a pinch with, no Caleb Farley out there, Fulton dealing with injury. I think McCreary might have missed a game. So we're always rotating guys, it seems like. But, so not great on the injury front. This team had done well. I think last week only Autry was out of the game. There maybe a couple other guys. But as far as Jacksonville goes, I mean, they have Trevor Lawrence as questionable, Andre Sisco safety questionable, and Zay Jones wide receiver questionable. But we're kind of expect at least Trevor Lawrence to be out there.
Absolutely.
So kind of sucks. We're coming in here limping, Jake. Are you worried? Are you worried about this team and this
with the injury report, Justin? Yes, I would be lying if I said I wasn't just a smidge worried about. Even though the Titans have had the AFC South's number as a whole, let alone the Jacksonville Jaguars number in recent years. I would be lying if I said I wasn't the slightest bit nervous with this Jags team coming to Nashville. And you said it. It's because of this injury report we're seeing here on Friday evening. And we're going to be, if you thought we were scraping the bottom of the barrel for cornerback or wide receiver before, Justin, you just wait. With Fulton and Trey Avery out, it's going to be, all hands on deck for a cornerback to come out. And then look at, across the ball at the wide receiver position, you have 2 wide receivers. Obviously, Treylon Burks, we did not expect to come back from that concussion so soon. But CJ Board, who was taking meaningful offensive snaps in Philadelphia, which is, no offense to CJ Board, but comical, take him out. So it's going to be, and Cody Hollister's on IR. So who are we going to plug in? Mason Kinsey or, Racey McMath is coming back, Des Fitzpatrick. But Racey McMath's addition into this offense, again, we're praying and hoping that these guys who wouldn't make a 53-man roster on other teams are coming to save the day for this offense. Racey McMath has 2 career receptions, and we're like, oh, thank God we have Racey back, because otherwise it's me and you going to suit up and go out there.
That good thing we have a veteran like Racey McMath who has 2 caught passes in his NFL career. I mean, you laid it out there, Jake, and as to why we are currently without a GM. I mean, horribly underprepared as far as depth goes. Trotting out guys. I mean, the GM can't help guys getting hurt, sure, but we're just more guys who we're going to be looking at and squinting our eyes at, and like who's going on, what's going on, and then the linebacker core too. Without David Long Jr., still knows that Cunningham. Who are our linebackers, Jake? Monty Rice, Dylan Cole, are those the guys? Joe Jones, number 42 out there. Always seeing him on special teams. I don't know. I might have lost. For this, you could ask me who the starting 22 is going to be out there for the Titans this week, and I don't know if I could give you 17 or 18 of them, because I don't know, and this is rare territory for Titans. For Titans fandom, for me personally, I need to familiarize myself with like 90+ players these days, Jake, because that's how many players come in and play for our team throughout the course of a season. But anyway, all right, lots of injury concerns and issues there. Because Jacksonville, man, they've got some talent on the team. We're not going to sell Jacksonville short. Yeah, we have a sweet winning streak against them right now going. But Trevor Lawrence, I think you like him or not. He's hard to kind of judge right now as the number 1 overall pick, but I mean, he goes out there and he can sling the ball around and have a great game. I've seen it with my own eyes. You kind of wait for him to take that next step, and I think the potential's there. But yeah, surrounding him with some weapons. Travis Etienne Jr. is having a fantastic season. Almost 800 rushing yards at 5.4 yards per carry. Really speedy, shifty running back there. And then Christian Kirk, their big money, too big of money, in my opinion, signing in the offseason, is having a great year. He's doing the best that he can to live up to that crazy contract that he signed. 829 yards and 7 touchdowns. Jake, can you imagine having a wide receiver with those numbers? Man, I wish we overpaid somebody.
No kidding, man. Jeez.
But yeah, Zay Jones questionable. He has almost 600 yards himself. Evan Ingram, tight end, and Marvin Jones Jr. I mean, they've got some weapons, and against a defense that is severely lacking in the cornerback position, and then linebacker, of course, Danico Autry out. I mean, this could be dangerous territory. Trap game, Jake. We gotta be ready to play with these guys.
Yeah, definitely. And real quick, since it's wintertime up here up north now, I'm gonna go turn a freaking light on. It is much too dark.
You look dark, Jake. You're disappearing into the abyss. I can't see. Yeah, all right.
It was that nice flag. Warm yellow glow. Get the flag going. That's much better.
Yeah, I like it. We're awake now.
You said it, man. It's treacherous. It's speaking of darkness. It could be dark for the Titans on Sunday. I mean, we've been talking that it would take a monumental collapse of this Titans team and roster and coaching as a whole to derail this team not hosting a playoff game come January. But if the wheels are starting to come off, Justin, it might come at a 20+ point loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. You couldn't beat the Bengals at home in a winnable game. And if all of a sudden John Robinson is fired, not even in the building, that's one wheel.
The wheels coming off. Yeah.
If you lose to the Jags with a cupboard empty roster, that could be another wheel falling off, and it can get ugly here in a hurry. But you have to think that the Titans have done something this season that, we don't really expect from them. And it's always where they might lose a trap game or two or play down to their competition, but then rise up and play up to their competition and beat good teams and playoff teams. This year, they haven't been able to rise up and beat those playoff teams and better teams, but they've been able to take care of business when they've had to take care of business. Case in point, Malik Willis gets the win in Houston. And, you took care of business against a Colts team that isn't very good. And you got the sweep on them, even though you knew it would be a dogfight. And I think the Jags are going to come into this, Justin, and they're going to be ready. They're going to be hungry. And because they see the path is out there in front of them. And it all starts with this game on Sunday. So it's going to be very next man up, a very Vrabel-esque way of going about it. But you've heard Mike Vrabel say it time and time again. It's just how this team is built, and it's how this team's going to have to go out there and compete. Does it get tiring, Justin, to memorize 95 players a season and go out there with an XFL wide receiving core and a USFL corner group? Yes, it does get tiring. But that's why you have the coach of the year, Mike Vrabel, winning the power struggle. If you want to go with that rumor with John Robinson, that's why you kept Vrabel instead of Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to have to get these guys ready. Jacksonville, they're going to get up to play us. I mean, we're kind of a thorn in their side, and I feel like they do smell like blood in the water. Like, distractions are on the Titans. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Let's go into Nashville and just beat them silly. I mean, we're losing the line of scrimmage battle really on both sides of the ball in these last 2 losses. So if they can bring the physicality and shake us up early, which is what has happened in the past 2 weeks, we could be in for a long, ugly game. I mean, you got to still think, like you said, the job that Mike Vrabel does here with coaching guys up and getting them ready to play, and really kind of got to have it games to avoid the panic button. He's done very well. So we have our hat to hang with the Mike Vrabel in our corner in the locker room with the preparation. Hopefully, I mean, Jacksonville doesn't have AJ Brown and all the weapons that Philadelphia does, so the game hopefully won't get away with us like it did last week. But man, we really need this one. I think this is an important game for us, just to kind of keep the morale up around the team, and for the players to think, we're still going to salvage something out of this season, regardless of all the distractions and injuries and everything that's going on. Because this would be just such a killer. Another wheel. I mean, that's 2 wheels in a row that are falling off, and this could be a 3rd wheel. And I haven't ever seen a car go on 1 wheel today. So let's not get derailed here this week against Jacksonville. I'm almost feeling desperate. Like, I really, really do not want to lose this game, Jay, because then I might start pushing a panic button here and there. But I don't know. I'm
right there with you.
That could be a little overreacty because
no.
This is a must-win game, but it's just for the morale of the team. Yes. It's important.
Absolutely. You want to avoid having that Week 18 win and in game, because I do believe the Titans schedule ends with this Jacksonville Jaguars team. So you can essentially, I don't know if it's playoff contention or AFC South, but I've seen the Titans can eliminate the Jags from at least AFC South contention with giving them a loss this Sunday. And then that pretty much is like, you just wait on the next Colts loss, and the Titans would have to win 1 more game throughout the rest of the year, which I think they can do. Barring trying to drive on 1 wheel, down what is it down there?
65.
I-65. Thank you. But we're going to see, Justin, but something to remember, even in the midst of this losing streak the Titans have found themselves on, they've lost to 2 really good football teams. I mean, I know Cincinnati's record maybe not be tops in the NFL, but they play in a tough division. They're the defending AFC champions, and they just have a really good, complete football team in Cincinnati. So it's important to remember that. And then obviously Philadelphia seems like a world beater this season. It's important to remember the Titans lost to 2 really good teams. They didn't lose to Denver and the Raiders, or, sorry to give a stray to Denver and the Raiders, but they didn't lose to a bad team.
Yeah.
So hopefully, yes, this team can keep it together, get the morale boost. We need big plays. We need a Derrick Henry signature game. We need a game where Derrick Henry rushes for more than 50 yards.
We're going to have to.
We've seen how ugly it's been when he doesn't. And, you can say, till the cows come home that, running backs aren't huge difference makers in football games. Well, to this Titans team, Derrick Henry is the difference maker. He's our only difference maker as far as, this roster is concerned right now, with all the injuries we've seen in the past 2 years, even, let alone just this weekend. So it's going to be an interesting watch, Justin. I like what you said about the panic button. It's like, we're not there yet, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm just peeking down on it. Like, it's right there. I see it. I'm not reaching for it. I will be reaching for it, not pressing it if we lose on Sunday. So hopefully this team can just get it together, man. I don't really know what they have to do, and I think you alluded to it. We need to start winning the line of scrimmage more often on both sides of the ball. I think the Jeff Simmons ankle injury is going to come out after the season. He's been playing with something. Obviously, we know he has been dealing with a bum ankle, but maybe it's something's broken, or I don't know what it's going to be. But I feel like you might hear something with that down the line, and just without that push on the defense, and then don't even get me started about the offensive line. If we can't out physical teams, Justin, we kind of have nothing. And that's talk about the way this Titans team's built. I feel like Mike Vrabel's made some snide comments. Speaking of the John Robinson firing, about how he's like, this is just how we have to be. And how physical people, we're sure as hell not going to beat them with a crazy aerial attack or anything special like that. So, man, it's just going to be all about making the splash plays, making the plays to win the game, and just don't beat yourself on Sunday, because I don't think this Jags team is all that good. Yes, Trevor Lawrence has had a better kind of turnaround season, but again, the Titans have taken care of business this season against inferior opponents. And, even with injuries aside, I think the Jags are an inferior opponent.
Yeah, they're what are they coming off? A big loss to Detroit, is that right? Like 40-14 or something. Yeah, so coming off a bad loss. They are beatable, but it's just the Titans needing to kind of get out of their own way and not make the mistakes and just do their best in playing their brand of football. We have to be physical. We have to bring it and establish our identity. That is something that's been lost on this team for these past 2 weeks. Finding the big play. If we want to get into the keys to the game, we just really touched on it. We have to get Derrick Henry back going, Jake, or we have nothing. If we can't find a solid running game or a big play, a big reception from Henry or run to give this offense juice, that's the key. We have to find production on the ground with Derrick Henry. Force the issue. Because without Burks, what do we have in the passing game? Who knows? I like what we're seeing out of our tight ends, honestly. Austin Hooper's been playing well. Chigakonkwo is good for a big play, at least every single
Absolutely. Get him the ball,
Yeah, get Chig the ball, not on an end around, but let's throw him the ball.
Yes.
And let him use his athleticism to get down the field. But at the end of the day, we have to control the line of scrimmage with Derrick Henry. Keep the ball out of the hands of Trevor Lawrence if they're really clicking, because you got Doug Peterson back there, very attuned offensive mind, big time. He's the play caller, X's and O's guy. So the Super Bowl champion. So hey, they're going to present a challenge. So if the better we can run the ball, control the clock, the more their offense stays on the sideline and just play to that identity. My keys, be your identity, Titans, and ground them out with Derrick Henry. He has the Jags number historically. Can he still have it with this behind this offensive line? That remains to be seen. But I'm going to take the Titans. I'll give you a prediction. I think we hit almost a season high in points, 24 points.
Wow. Fireworks.
219. Weird score there. 24.
Man. Okay, so the key to this game, play to the identity. It kind of goes hand in hand to that. You got to bring your physicality to this game. It's a division game. I know it's the Jags. I know it's, a team you've had the number of. I know they're a 4-8 football team coming off a terrible loss to Detroit. Detroit didn't blow out very many teams, Justin, and they just absolutely embarrassed Jacksonville last week. So just bring the physicality. We've seen this Jags team roll over in the past. I know it was maybe under Urban Meyer or, another head coach that is lost on me, Doug Marrone. We've seen this team roll over, especially when presented with a physical challenge. And Derrick Henry's going to have to bring that. This offensive line is going to have to bring that. And this defensive line is going to have to bring that. It almost – I know he's been playing hurt, but it feels bad to see Jeff Simmons not really be making a difference out there. Yes, I know he attracts double teams, but I think you're seeing Simmons not playing healthy, and you're seeing the vast, giant hole that Danico Autry leaves on this defensive line, because when they're all out there and they all create for each other, we've seen this pass rush be, top 5 in the NFL. But right now, Big Jeff feels like, a non-factor. Bud Dupree, talk about a guy who had gotten a crazy contract and we're paying tons of money for, and he's just not really that much of a difference maker. We're going to need to see, a big play from Bud Dupree. My second key to the game, Justin, is we get a couple turnovers. This is something the Titans defense has sorely lacked this season. This defense needs at least 1 to 2 turnovers on Sunday and give this offense some kind of momentum, some kind of opportunities, because we know that this offense, doesn't create very many opportunities for itself. So, I'm looking at guys like Kevin Byard. I'm looking at, Bud Dupree, Big Jeff even get in there. Hell, Dylan Cole. We've seen a couple splash hits from him. Why not get a tipped interception? This defense is going to have to force turnovers. And then on the Titans side of the ball, obviously protect the rock. Do not turn it over. Justin, I have the Titans winning this football game. Yeah, man, I don't know if we're going to see the fireworks that you want, but I'm going to go 20-13. The Titans win this football game. Always just slam the under and, just thank me later.
Okay, yeah. Fireworks, yeah. The fireworks that I wanted with the 24 points. Hey, you mentioned Kevin Byard. I want to issue a challenge to Kevin Byard. I mean, I've made excuses for him, like, quarterbacks aren't throwing in his direction. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But, man, it is time for the leader of this defense to step up and make a huge play for the team, whether if it's a turnover, a forced fumble, batted pass, saving a touchdown, a sack. Let's blitz Byard. I am rarely seeing him like in coverage. And against AJ Brown, where were we deep with nothing? Man coverage all the way on the outside, which is a terrible idea against AJ Brown. But come on, let's an individual challenge to Kevin Byard. I mean, last season, I think it was in Jacksonville. I think he had the scoop and score, and he picked off Trevor Lawrence at the end of the game in the end zone. When it's time to turn this thing around and get back into the winning column against a divisional rival, look to your big stars, and it's time for Kevin Byard to make a big play for this team. And random issued challenge. I guess that's a new weekly segment now for our people.
Yes. I love it. I want to see that red sleeve. You always know it's Byard when you have that nice, that flex right there. I want to see that red sleeve making a play. And also, I think Bud Dupree also wears one, and Big Jeff. So let's issue a challenge to all the red sleeves on the defense. And we need a play from a red sleeve player this weekend.
The red sleeve player challenge.
But yeah, man, do you have your 3 games against the spread, by the way?
Oh, man. Well,
I totally forgot all about it. I'm writing it down right now. We can cut this part out. But
that's what you were writing down. I thought you were like, ooh, that was a good point Justin made. I'm going to take note of that for future reference.
I should have.
All right, here's my first one. I'm just glancing at it.
Hold on.
By
1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad, dude.
I was trying to blow through it so we wouldn't have to edit.
Nah, I'm going to make you edit this part.
Oh, you're the worst. How could you? Caleb would have never done something like that to me.
Classic.
Classic. I am going to take, the Vikings on the road against Detroit. Yeah, I'll take the Vikings. 10-2. Lions are at 5-7, and the Lions are at home, but they're 2-point favorites, and I'm not seeing that. Respect to the Lions, they've gotten some wins this year. Blew out the Jags, as we just mentioned last week, which is nice. But give me the Vikings +2. And you know what? Eagles-Giants. Eagles are favored by 7. They're on the road. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I think that gap's going to be close. It's a divisional game. You never really know which way those are going to go. And after riding high, after the emotional highs of the vengeance for A.J. Brown and putting on an offensive a true firework display in Philadelphia, I think that the average is going to come back down and do a close game with the Giants. So I'll take the Giants here. And lastly, Jake, well, maybe I need to edit this. You know what? Cincinnati against the Browns. I'm going to take Cincinnati covering their 5.5 point spread. I think they're going to win. Well, they might take that game by double digits for sure. Deshaun Watson, came out rusty. Really, they only beat the Texans last week because they got a bunch of non-offensive touchdowns. So I don't think the Browns are going to be any good playing on the road here. Give me the Bengals. That's my final pick here.
I like it.
Jake,
I like it, Justin. I have 2 games that you picked. However, I smell a rat. Give me the Lions at home, -2 against the Vikings. I smell a rat line. That line makes no sense. That's just one of those games where you see the line makes no sense at all, and you just got to go with what you think is the wrong choice. But it's there for a reason, you know.
Yeah. They tricked me. So
yeah.
I originally,
I might take the Vikings come Sunday, you know, but
sure.
you know, I like the rat line aspect of it. So, you know, your resident Midwestern guy here, give me the Detroit Lions. Justin, I'm also going to pick that Browns-Bengals game, Battle of Ohio, talk about the Midwestern guy right here in Ohio. So I get a nice up-close look at this rivalry twice a year. Can I let you in on a little secret that Joe Burrow has never beaten the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow has never beaten the Cleveland Browns.
I don't believe it. That doesn't make sense.
I'm going to look it up.
You're going to look it up. I could be totally wrong. I mean, that's quite the stat. That would be interesting.
0-4.
No way, man.
0-4.
Was he hurt one year? Like that seems bizarre.
He might have sat out a couple of games in that ACL year, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
But you know,
wow.
Give me as much as you know. It might be ethically wrong for a myriad of reasons. Give me the Browns plus 5.5. Kevin Stefanski's got the Bengals number in this current regime. So, you know, I'm not even going to mention the quarterback's name, but give me Kevin Stefanski, Nick Chubb, and the Cleveland Browns to cover that plus 5.5 point spread. And then my last one, Justin, seemingly just because this number is so high, give me the Houston Texans plus 17 at Dallas. Yeah, you know, another in-state game. Yeah, no kidding. It seems like a very college football line. That's way too many points. This is one of those games where, you know, Houston players get paid to play football too. So they're professionals just like the team in Dallas. I will take the second in-state rivalry game, Justin. Houston Texans plus 17 against the Cowboys.
Hey, I like it. I like that. Well, all right. So those are our picks. The very well researched and accurate analytics there going into this.
You made me second question the Joe Burrow stat. I didn't need to look it up. I knew that, and I wrote it down because I was like, Joe Burrow has never beaten the Browns.
It just sounds so bizarre. It sounds just like a BS statistic you're just throwing out here, but it's true. I'm very shocked.
No BS, man. I wouldn't do that to you.
Thank you. Well, all right. I guess that's going to wrap it up, Jake. On Sunday, your boy here, Jake, everyone is coming down to Nashville, and we're going to this game together to cheer on the Tennessee Titans in person. Can't wait to see it, Jake. We had so much fun last year going to the Miami game. Man, I wish we could have a similar experience, if I can speak, to that. That was just such a fun game to go to, and just an easy, relaxing win. Man, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We're going to be super hyped together, or we're going to be pushing the panic button together at the same time, or reaching for it.
Reaching. Not pressing yet, but reach. I love it. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait to be in that end zone with you, screaming at Trevor Lawrence that you know he's a no good, you know, mother kisser, and you know. That's exactly what I'll be saying in the end zone. So, can't wait, man. Thank you for putting me up this weekend in advance. Haven't left the confines of the friendly state of Ohio yet, but it'll be a much longer drive home, I will say, if the Titans don't take care of business on Sunday. But they're gonna, because we both picked them to win. Tighten up, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you all for tuning in, and let's have a great football weekend and go get a dub for the Titans. Let's get back on the winning track.
Man, I love it. Yes, tighten up. Let's go, guys. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, yada yada. You got it.
You got it.